All right, today we're going to talk about something every single trader uses, the stop loss. Yeah, we've all been told it's our shield, it's our safety net, but what if I told you it's actually bait? Let's dive in and see how your shield is really just setting the table for someone else's feast.
In this quote, man, it just flips the entire idea of a stop loss on its head, right? Think about it. It's not some secret message you send to your broker for safety. Nope. It's a public advertisement to the entire market that basically screams, hey, over here, I promise I will sell if the price hits this point. And that promise, well, that's exactly what the biggest players are looking for.
Okay, so let's get right into it and unpack this myth. You've been taught, I've been taught, we've all been taught that a stop loss is our escape hatch. It's our discipline in action. And, while that's true, it's really only half the story. Look at this. This slide really shows the disconnect, doesn't it? On the left, that's how we feel about our stop loss. It's personal. It's our private protection plan. But on the right, that's what it actually is to the market. Just another order in the book. It's a public, totally automated promise to sell at a specific price, and believe me, it is crystal clear to the market's biggest players.
And this right here is such a huge mindset shift. It's so easy to feel like the market is personally out to get you, like it's hunting your stop. But it's not personal at all, it's just business. You've just unknowingly placed your order in a spot that is incredibly attractive to these large market participants. You're not the target, you're just a resource.
Okay, so if you're the food, where's the party? Where does all this feeding happen? I want you to imagine the market as this massive all-you-can-eat buffet, and there are some very big eaters. Let's go ahead and meet the players. Well, first up, you've got the diners. We call them whales. Hedge funds, big institutions, market makers. Their whole problem is one of scale. I mean, if they want to buy 1 million shares, they can't just click a button like we do. If they did that, the price would just skyrocket and completely ruin their own entry. So they have to be stealthy. So what's the one thing they need to pull this off? Liquidity. This is the prize. This is the main course at this buffet. Liquidity is really just a giant pool of willing buyers and sellers. And your stop-loss order? It's a guaranteed, pre-committed sell order just sitting there, patiently waiting to be triggered. It is the perfect, predictable meal.
All right, so we know who's eating and we know what they're eating. The big question is, how do they do it? How do these whales actually consume this giant buffet of stop-loss orders? Well, the whole process is often called a stop hunt. And honestly, it's surprisingly methodical.
Well, first things first, they've got to find the buffet. And you know what's crazy? We make it so easy for them. I mean, where does every trading book and course tell you to place your stop loss? Just below a super obvious support line, right above a clear resistance, or at some big round number like 50 or $100. All these common safe spots, they just become giant glowing neon signs on a whale's map pointing to all that liquidity. Okay, so here's the playbook. This is exactly how the hunt goes down, step by step. First, the whale identifies a big cluster of stops, let's say just below a support level. Then, they use their massive capital to push the price down just enough to break through that level. The second that happens, bam, your stop loss gets triggered and it turns into a market sell order. Then the next person's gets triggered and the next, creating this domino effect, a cascade of forced selling. And guess who's on the other side? Just happily buying up all those shares at a fantastic price? You got it, the whale. They just absorb that entire wave of liquidity to fill their huge buy order. Now, hearing all this might feel a little, discouraging, but honestly, it's the opposite. It's totally empowering, because once you understand how the whales think, you can start making choices that keep you off their menu. The goal isn't to stop using stops entirely, but maybe just to stop putting them in the most obvious, crowded places. Look, it all boils down to this one simple truth. Your predictability is their opportunity. The more you follow the textbook examples for where to put your entries and your stops, the more you are literally contributing to these giant liquidity pools that they feed on. The key is to start thinking about where everyone else is placing their stops and then find somewhere different.
And really, that's what I want you to walk away with. This isn't about throwing risk management out the window, it's about being smarter with it. You now see the market from the whale's point of view. You know exactly where the all-you-can-eat buffet is located, so the only question left is, are you going to keep leaving your plate right there in the middle of it? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.